Hi everyone, and welcome to my talk on 7 life lessons from Recursion Function. For those of you who don't know, recursion is a programming technique that allows a function to call itself. This can be used to solve problems that would be difficult or impossible to solve with a non-recursive approach. But what does recursion have to teach us about life? As it turns out, quite a bit. In this talk, I'll explore 7 life lessons that we can learn from recursion. Lesson 1. Break down problems into smaller pieces. One of the key concepts of recursion is that it breaks down a problem into smaller and smaller pieces until they are simple enough to solve. This is a valuable lesson for life as well. When we're faced with a difficult problem, it's often helpful to break it down into smaller, more manageable tasks. This can make the problem seem less daunting and make it easier to find a solution. For example, let's say you're trying to write a book. This is a big and daunting task, but it can be broken down into smaller tasks, such as coming up with an outline, writing the chapters, and editing the book. Each of these tasks is still challenging, but they are much smaller and more manageable than writing the entire book at once. Lesson 2. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Another important lesson from recursion is that it's okay to ask for help. When a recursive function gets stuck, it can call on a helper function to help it solve the problem. This is a valuable reminder that we don't have to be experts at everything. If we're struggling with a problem, we should be willing to ask for help from others. For example, let's say you're trying to fix your car. You might not be able to do it on your own, so you might ask a friend or family member for help. Or you might take your car to a mechanic. There's no shame in asking for help, and it can often be the best way to solve a problem. Lesson 3. Be patient. Recursion can be a slow process because it has to solve the problem one step at a time. But eventually, it will reach a solution. This is a good reminder that we should be patient with ourselves and with others. Sometimes it takes time to solve problems, but if we're patient, we will eventually reach a solution. For example, let's say you're trying to learn a new language. It takes time and effort to learn a new language, but if you're patient, you will eventually be able to speak it fluently. Lesson 4. Don't give up. Even if we get stuck, we should never give up. A recursive function will keep trying to solve the problem, even if it gets stuck multiple times. This is a good reminder that we should never give up on our dreams. No matter how many times we get knocked down, we should keep trying to reach our goals. For example, let's say you're trying to start a business. It's likely that you will encounter challenges along the way, but if you don't give up, you will eventually be successful. Lesson 5. Learn from your mistakes. When a recursive function makes a mistake, it can learn from that mistake and try again. This is a valuable lesson for life as well. When we make mistakes, we should learn from them and try not to make the same mistake again. This will help us to grow and improve as individuals. For example, let's say you're trying to cook a new recipe. You might make a mistake, but if you learn from that mistake, you will be able to cook the recipe successfully next time. Lesson 6. Be creative. Recursion can be used to solve problems in a variety of ways. This is a good reminder that we should be creative in our approach to solving problems. There is often more than one way to solve a problem, so we should be open to exploring different possibilities. For example, let's say you're trying to get from point A to point B. You might be able to solve this problem by walking, taking the bus, or riding a bike. Each of these solutions is different, and each of them has its own advantages and disadvantages. Lesson 7. Have fun. Recursion can be a lot of fun. It's a challenging problem-solving technique, but it can also be a lot of fun to figure out how it works. And when you're having fun, you're more likely to be creative and come up with new solutions to problems. So next time you're faced with a challenge, try to approach it with a sense of fun. See if you can break the problem down into smaller pieces and solve them one at a time. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you get stuck. The most important thing is to enjoy the process. If you're having fun, you're more likely to succeed. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. See you in the next video.